Hello everyone. Today's topic is going to be a very simple topic in grammar which you have learned from your childhood. Alright, and the simplest of all the grammatical topics, but very confusing to some of us. And this topic that I'm going to discuss today is called articles. Articles, just think about what articles are until I write this on the board. What are articles? Yes. So today's topic, as I told you, is going to be articles. Now, very easy to recollect what articles are because we've been learning it from our childhood and we've been using it in our day-to-day language, right? So articles are a, an, and the, right? These three are articles, and I'm sure without the usage of articles we might not even be able to talk in our day-to-day life, isn't it? Articles are used in every line, every sentence, almost in all our communication. So I'm going to discuss what articles are, and I'm also going to help you understand where to use these articles. And it's not just using articles, there are also situations where you don't need to use an article. Now this reminds me of a joke. We give you correction of sentences for an exam. We ask you to correct errors in the sentence, and sometimes purposely we don't give you an articled sentence. A sentence which has an article is not given to you, which is actually correct. The sentence is correct without the article. Now because we said correct the sentences with the required articles, you know what you do? You add an article where it is not required and make the already correct sentence incorrect. This happens, alright? So you have to learn where you should use articles and where you should not be using articles. So to start with, this is from your textbook, and this is on page number 9 of your textbook. If you are following the textbook along with me, you will see that there is the explanation which is given to you line by line for articles. So to start with, we'll do the use of indefinite articles a and an, right? The first reason why you should be using an article is you use an article before a noun which has not been introduced earlier. Articles are used before a noun, and this noun is not introduced to you earlier. For the first time a noun is being introduced to you, that is a situation where you use an article. The example that is given here is, once upon a time there lived a farmer. Now farmer is a noun which has not been introduced to you earlier. It started with once upon a time a farmer. So before the noun is not introduced to you and it is used in the second part of your sentence, there you will use the article a, right? And then it says the next reason for using an article is, can you get me a book? Alright, the speaker is not asking for anything in particular. Alright, so can you get me a book? Now there is a pile of books in front of you. Now I am not asking for that particular book of English language. I am not asking you for the book of physics or chemistry. Out of that pile of books, I am asking you, can you get me a book? So a, when you use the article a, it is used when you are talking about something which is in singular. So I am asking you to get me a book. So you can just pull out any book from the file and get it to me. So that is the right usage of the article a here. And then we have another example here which says, before a singular noun defining essential properties of a class or species. The example here is, a bird has a beak, wings and feathers. So a bird, you're talking about a species. A bird has a beak, alright, wings and feathers. So you're talking about a bird, you're describing a bird, and you say a bird has a beak, wings and feathers. Now wings are 2 in number. So a, as I told you, is used with singular. So you don't have to use a wings. Feathers are plenty in number. So you don't have to use the article a there. So usage of article a bird, a beak is appropriate. It is correct. Alright. Okay. Shall I give you another example? The classroom has, a blackboard, a white chalk piece and benches and chairs. right? So this is the way you use it. This is the way you use your article called a. As I said, a is used before singular forms. When you are referring to one, that is the place where you are using the article. And as I already mentioned to you, you use it before a noun when the noun is not introduced to you earlier. And also a situation where you are asking for one thing, like a book, a pen, a pencil, a laptop. Alright, when you're talking about singular things, you use the article a. Fine? Okay. Another reason why you should be using an article is before a singular object in the sense of one. It is a singular object, but it means one. All put together it means one. Now what is that? An example is she earns rupees 1 lakh a year. She earns rupees 1 lakh a year. Now 1 lakh, if you know, has 5 zeros, right? She earns 1 lakh. All that put together is 1 lakh, isn't it? So you can use the article 1a there, alright, because you are referring to 1, right? And then with some phrases indicating quantity. For example, a few days, a lot of money. Few is, a few things, right? 1, 2, 3. But then you say a because it is considered to be 1. A lot of money. Alright. So these are the right situations where you use the article a, and a is used when you are talking about that particular word in the singular form. Right. Okay. So these are the rules of using the article a. Right. Now what is the difference between a and an? Now since you've been learning it from your childhood, you might have a query in mind. An is also used for singular things. So why not use an instead of a, right? Now there is a rule that you have to follow when you are using the article an. An is used before words which start with a vowel. Vowels are, you've been learning this as well. Vowels are a, e, I, o, u. So words starting with the vowels is the place where an can be used. At the same time, an can also be used before vowel sounds. Now what are vowel sounds? Vowel sounds are, sometimes the words that we are using with an actually start with a consonant. Now what are consonants? Consonants are B, right, C, and then B. All these are consonants. So sometimes words which start with the consonant actually sound the vowel. Before you start, pronouncing the word, the sound is actually a vowel sound. So though they start with a consonant, if it has a vowel sound, that is the place where you use the word, where you use the article an. I'll give you an example. The example is the article a is used when the noun starts with a consonant sound. Examples are already given to you. A is used when words start with consonant sounds. An is used when words start with vowel sounds or vowels, the letters, alright, the vowel letters. Now, the article an, where is it used? It is used before vowel sounds like an orange, an umbrella, alright, an apple. We've been learning this. Now A, E, I, O, U, they come under this category of vowels. So we use the word and, the article and there. Now there are some words which start with a consonant sound but sound a vowel. For example, an honest man. An honest man. If you look at the word here, it starts with H. H is a consonant, isn't it? But why should you say an honest man and not a honest man? Because H is silent in honest and your pronunciation is actually starting with O. You're not saying honest man, you're saying an honest man. So O is a vowel sound here. In the same way, an MLA. M is a consonant, isn't it? But when you are pronouncing MLA, the sound which starts for M is A. That is again a vowel sound. So you use the article an. So what you need to understand is A is used for singular form words which start with a consonant. Right? This has to be very clear with you. A is used before words which are singular in form but start with a consonant. In the same manner, an is used with words which start with vowels or vowel sounds. Is this clear? Have you understood this? So this is the difference between a and an. Now coming to the third article, which is the. Now the actually has two pronunciations. If you hear people carefully, some people even use the article the as the. Yeah, the. Now I'll tell you the difference. Okay, when should you be using the as a pronunciation and when should you be using the as a pronunciation? Now here the is considered a definite article, whereas a and an are considered to be indefinite articles. They are indefinite articles. Alright, and here the is a definite article. Alright, definite. So okay, a and an are considered to be indefinite articles, and the is considered to be a definite article. Now definite. What is the meaning of the word definite? Yeah, definite. I'll give you an example. I will come tomorrow definitely, or tomorrow I'll be there definitely. I will do this work tomorrow definitely. Now when you are saying definitely, what are you talking about? You are sure about it. You are sure, right? That is definite, right? But here, when indefinite, I gave you a very easy example. I said, can you bring me a book? Now when I said a book, I was not talking something in particular. I did not say, give me that red book, give me that chemistry book, give me that English book. I was not definite. I just said, give me any book. Okay, when I said give me a book, I meant give me any book. So that is indefinite, because you are not definite or sure about something in particular. But then when it comes to the, it is considered a definite article. When you are sure about something, okay, when you are sure about something that you need, that is the area where you use the article the. That is why it is called definite article. Now let's look at definite articles. Now where are the situations where you use the definite article the? For example, before a noun which has already been introduced to you. Now earlier the farmer was not introduced to you, and so you said once there lived a farmer. Now the farmer is already introduced to you. How would you say the sentence? Once there lived a farmer in a village. The farmer had a son and a daughter. Now once a farmer lived in a village. The farmer had a son and a daughter. Now what am I talking about? I am talking in particularly about that particular farmer. So I am using the article the there, right? So this noun is already been introduced to you, and then in the next sentence when you are talking about that particular noun, you will use the article the. That is one situation. The second situation is when you are talking about geographical areas, seas and oceans, you use the article the. For example, the Himalaya mountains or the Himalayas, right? Now here what are you talking? There are so many mountains, isn't it? There are so many mountains. There is Mount Everest, right? And then you have the Himalayan mountains. Now we are not talking about all mountains in general. You are talking about the Himalayas. So because you are particularly talking about that particular mountain, you use the article the Himalayas. And then we have the Pacific Ocean. Now we have a few oceans, right? So Arabian Sea, and then Indian Ocean. We have so many like that. So we are not talking about all oceans in general. We are talking about particularly the Pacific Ocean. So when you are particular, when you are definite about what you are talking, that is the place where you use the article the. Now coming to the next reason about using the article the. With names of some countries which are historically a group of territories, a group of states put together is called, yes, right, United States, right? When you are using this, a group of territories which are put together and are referred to as one, there you use the United States of America.